Hello, this is a sequence of videos on circular motion. We're going to derive the position, velocity and acceleration vectors in circular motion. So let's draw a frame of reference. So that's positive. This is the origin. Let's get a nice, best circle I can do. So let's say we move in from to, let's go up here. Okay. So you say t is positive, we're moving in this direction, and let's do our I and j. And we're going to have r hat and theta hat. I'm not going to write function of t, just to simplify things a little bit. Oops, doesn't go there at all. So we have theta. We already defined that this is sine theta, this is cos theta, this is negative sine theta. Remember that, because our frame of reference, this is the 0. If we measure in this direction, it's negative. It's a really common misconception. And this is cos theta. So I'm going to give the unit vectors for r hat and theta hat. So let's say our particle is at rest, and it's starting off, and we're going to do a unit vector for the position. Well, that's simply going to be, in the I direction, it's going to be cos theta I hat plus sine theta j hat. We can have a negative sine theta in the I direction and a positive cos theta in the j direction. So let's define our function, which is going to be function of t. It's a really interesting question. Is t a vector or not? T is something called a tensor, and it's part of a vector. It happens without anything being applied to it. So it's in the background, and things occur in time. It's a medium, and we refer to that as a tensor. Okay, so we've got a radius. This time the r hat is one unit vector. We need to have a function for position where r is not a unit. So let's do that then. We can have r cos theta, which is a function of time, and we're going to have I'm going to put a remove the hat, and the squiggle underneath says that it's a vector plus r sine theta, which is a function of t j. Now this here is the angular momentum. So in other textbooks you may see this written as angular momentum. I like to use the chain rule because the argument of theta is a function of t, so we use the chain rule when we differentiate. I think it's more thorough. It lets you know the nuts and bolts of what you're doing. Okay, so we've got our function of time. Also, you may see this, because time is always positive, they put them in modulus signs. I just think that's unnecessary, so I just use a normal parenthesis. Okay, we can factorize the r out, and lo and behold, we have r hat. This comes out to there. So we have our first position vector for, let's call this for position. Now you should know that the derivative of position with respect to time is velocity, which is a function of time. Now you may ask, why have I changed from this notation to this? Just preference, really. I think it's a bit neater to change the vector notation if it's the subject of the equation. So let's differentiate then. So we have r, we can have a negative 1 sine theta, which is a function of t. We use the chain rule, so we get d theta dt plus r cos theta, which is a function of t. We get a d theta dt, and of course we need to insert the I and the j's. So let's factorize that then. So I've got vt. If I factorize, I could take an r out and a d theta dt, and I'm left with negative sine theta plus cos theta. I've got my i's and j's, and lo and behold, this is our old friend theta hat. Okay, so let's write that. So r d theta dt is equal to theta hat. So we've got our equation 2 is r d theta dt theta hat, and that is our velocity vector. So in some textbooks you may see this just alternative notation. Okay, so I guess that leaves us to consider velocity acceleration. So acceleration, let's use a different thickness. No. Acceleration function of time is the derivative of velocity, which is a function of time, over dt. So let's differentiate this then. So we get negative r cos theta. We use the chain rule because the argument of theta is a function of t dt squared, and we have negative r derivative of sine x, cos x is sine x, and the second derivative of this dt squared, and we must not forget to insert the precision vectors. Okay, so that leaves us, I hope you can all see this, with acceleration is negative r d2 theta dt, and our old friend cos plus sine theta. If we look at our unit vectors, this is r hat. I hope you can see this. R hat is cos theta sine theta. Okay, so we have our three acceleration. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to go over there. Okay, marvellous. So I hope that's clear. It's quite an enjoyable and beautiful derivation, and it's a great practical example of calculus applied in the context of circular motion.